As the curtain is coming down on another very successful coursing season, we are travelling around to get the thoughts of some owners, trainers and coursing personalities in North Kerry in regards to the forthcoming Irish Cup meeting. And where better to start but up in the tip of North Kerry in the village of Tarbert, where we meet Patrick and Tom O'Connor. Now, Tom and Patrick, I suppose last season you were probably the best trainers at the Irish Cup meeting, having the dog at all times reaching the final of the plate, and having both your charges Cloudy Dawn and Chubby Charmer battled out in the purse final, with the former being the victor. I suppose that final had an extra impetus in the sense that, Patrick, you were training the dog for your girlfriend's father, Seamus O'Mara, and Jodie, Tom's daughter, was going out with Kieran Culhan, who owns Cloudy Dawn. Lads, was there any special or secret formula to the success of getting these dogs to the final of the plate and the final of the Irish purse?
It only cost me a divorce, didn't it? After Cloudy Dawn, but it was great to get there. It
was super great achievement.
It was. The things didn't go away the first round, and Cloudy Dawn was kind of on the go all year and at all times, but it was nice to get something over now.
And both those dogs ran in the Champion Stakes at all times and Cloudy Dawn.
They did.
What did you do after the Champion Stakes between then and the Irish Cup as a training regime?
We got up to again after a week. I thought the dog would win, but Cloudy Dawn is an awful genuine dog as well. But we ran unfair. We run that unfair, we run the job, but it didn't matter which one of the job Moonlight. No,
yeah, of course.
We could do about it. We could have taken out one and declare one to win. We would have run the meeting,
Of course, it was great to see
a final. It didn't matter when Stoke got to the final.
It was great to see a final. It was
great to see a final,
And as I said, look, definitely you were already the best trainers at the Irish Cup meeting last year. I suppose a few questions from years gone by, in your own opinion. We said, Tom, starting off with, what do you think was the best Irish Cup winner you've seen?
Best Irish Cup winner? Tyrage was a good Irish Cup winner.
That's right, he was in 2000, I think, was it?
I think it was 2000.
And he beat a local dog in the final during the
dog in the final, yeah. He beat in the final of the Derby.
That's right.
And final the Champion Stakes that year. He was beaten in the Champion Stakes. But he was beaten by Big Fella Tanks. It was a great final in Clonmel the year before. Big Fella Tanks beat him in the final of the Derby.
And Patrick, your own thoughts on the best Irish Cup winner you've seen?
I thought Ashmore View was a great winner in Blonde Limerick, and I thought the course between Wallace Green and Sandy C was one of the best I ever seen up that field below. I think Sandy C won the year that year, didn't he?
He did.
It was a great course to him.
And of course, Ashmore View will be famous for siring year on dog Razor Ashmore.
He was he couldn't go up a hill himself. I'll be honest about it. He ran the flat field Ashmore View. The toughness can be tougher from probably Big Fella Tanks. I mean, his mother said.
Some dogs will run the Irish Cup field, and they won't run Clonmel.
It's a different type.
It's a different type field. It's a different type dog you want for the Irish Cup.
It's a flat field. I suppose we said, look, all credit has to be given to County Limerick Coursing Club for the great work they've done on the field at Patrick as well. And to be fair, he's a very, very successful meeting now. But I suppose when you look back on the Irish Cup, you'll always ask the question, Greenmount or Charity Meadows. So what do you think?
I think it's good where it is, to be honest, with the breakfast is there and
stuff,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
So today we've gone for hunting like that and all that is gone, I think, do you know what I mean? It's more of a park meeting now than a...
So a different type of greyhound wins it now rather than going back to...
Yes.
Yeah.
It was tunnels before, so they break him halfway down the field and tunneling. There's no need of all the tunnels, but any dog should get a tunnel, makes it easier for the judge if there's a tunnel. Makes it easier, you know what I mean? A tunnel should be given if we could in any course.
Of course. And we'd say this year itself, of the local dogs we're saying around the North Kerry area, or any dog in general, what do you think will be competing in the Irish Cup, or be there for the honours on the last day?
I thought Tom Nolan's dog is a good dog, that won every field.
Octane Wonder.
Yeah, I thought he's a fresh dog, he's a dog that had much done.
That's right.
He's fresh dog, isn't he?
He's a fresh dog, he's a very fresh dog.
He's kind of ideal for
he's
him.
A very fresh
two
dog.
opens and one, and that's what matches are. If you get matches, but an Viger.
So the Viger dog will bring the matches, a very fresh dog as well.
Yeah. And we'd say of your own stock over the years, what's the best dog you've had in the Irish Cup?
At all times, I suppose. And Cloudy Dawn is a good dog as well at all times.
Very good.
He's just wanted a white collar as the whole country know. What can you do?
No, nothing can do about it.
He's a very fast dog, but just made himself more times on, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a very fast dog, he must go to one side, he must run to the right the whole time from day one. But Cloudy Dawn was a very genuine dog, but he broke his leg in the stall this year. He'd have won a couple of cups for sure, He was tracking as well,
Very good. Well, lads, thanks a million for your time, and we'll hope that all the local dogs go well, and the best of luck for next season with yourselves.
Your own dog runs well as well, you know what I mean? You could bring it to Cabot again.
You never know. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Thanks.
We're here in the home of John Flynn, Tarbert, County Kerry, John is preparing Torrehill Dinsel for the Irish Cup, who won the Jubilee Cup in Mooncoin, County Kilkenny earlier on. John, how's preparations going?
Preparations have gone fine.
That's good.
Preparations were dog was sound.
Yeah.
Happy enough with him. He's galloping away, and as I said, it isn't that long since Mooncoin, so the dog was fit. If he wasn't fit going to Mooncoin, he was fit going home.
Yeah, very good, very good. Just say, John, is there anything you would do different to prepare a dog for the Irish Cup rather than preparing a dog for Clonmel, either be the Derby or the Champion Stakes?
You better ask a man that knows how to win the Irish Cup, like how you do that one.
It doesn't stop you trying though, you know.
You'll be trying, I suppose. Look, wherever you're going, you need a dog fit and sound.
Mm-hmm.
You need a bit of luck after that.
Exactly, yeah. We'll say the Irish Cup has been running Partickswell now for many years now. It has also been running in Tralee and in Charity Meadows in Clownana. How has the Irish Cup changed over the years in the running of the different fields and different type dogs? And
I suppose Clownana was totally different. First of all, you go back, it was a big, long, wide field with a lot of work in it. You needed fierce stamina, I suppose, more than pace. I suppose with the advent of muzzling and everything, all that changed really. You must move with the times. We moved into Tralee then. I thought Tralee was particularly good because the crowd was near the dog. You had a good view, and the crowd seemed to be very compact, so you had a great atmosphere. We had a couple of great winners in Tralee. Pacey dogs, the dog would say that it would be like a usual coursing meeting.
yeah,
I suppose the one I liked there, I think, was Toned Up. Courthouse ran well there, Pyraser won there. Mixed Magic, I think, won there, didn't he? You know, it was, as I said, it was more of a park meeting, and you must change with the times, that's what we have.
Yeah. Has the Irish Cup found its home in Partickswell?
I think last year there was a number of years there people would have been wasn't as happy with Partickswell as they were with the likes of Tralee. But I think in the last couple of years now there's great improvements. The meeting is running very well. If I was to find a negative, I'd suggest that I think the crowd are a little bit back from the dogs.
Yeah.
The standing.
Lessons atmosphere maybe.
It does. Yeah. That's all. But other than that, I want to tell you, a fellow won it. He'd be damn happy with it.
Oh, exactly. We just talked there about the way it has changed over the years, the Irish Cup. You were saying there about Clownana and the way a different type of field it was to Partickswell now. Did it take a different type of dog to win in Clownana than to win maybe a Derby or a Champion Stakes? Or is there any difference at all in your opinion? Or?
I think there'll have to be a difference in this. I don't know how many. I haven't looked to see how many Derby dogs actually. How many Derby winners won in Clownana. I honestly can't tell you.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's different. But saying that people are going to Clonmel, you're looking at pace. You're going up the hill. That's what people are, and people are using those dogs that stud more than they would an Irish Cup winner.
And why is that? Is it different characteristics of a dog? Is it stamina, heart, or is it speed, or what's the difference between a Derby winner and an Irish Cup winner?
Well, I suppose going up to win it, going up to Clonmel to win, the luck factor doesn't come into it as much as it did in Clownana. And by and large, the better dog, you go going to Clonmel, you'll pick four or six dogs for the Derby. Usually one of those 4 or 6 will by and large they'll win it. They'll be the better dogs. Whereas going to Clownana, luck had a bigger influence on it. Now in Tralee, I suppose the pace your dog was winning. It was more like Clonmel. Partickswell, same. Like you have luck doesn't play as big a part.
Just over the last couple of years now, we've had some great Irish Cup winners in Partickswell. Who has been the standout dog as a runner and maybe possibly even as a sire, as it turned out, since the Irish Cup has moved to Partickswell?
I think it's fair to say what I consider a standout winner wasn't a standout sire. I thought that Bexel Bryan was a great winner of the Irish Cup, and if memory serves me correctly, he was kind of behind in the handicap, but he still won it. He was a good dog. I don't know, was he sound going into the final? There was a question mark about injury, but then he was. I suppose it's fair to say we We had a couple of runners off him, and they didn't set the world on fire. I don't think anyone, you know, he didn't make it a stud really.
Right, but he was still an
He was
outstanding.
an outstanding winner, I thought.
Yeah.
I suppose did Ashmore View, did he win the Irish Cup in
2004, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
I mean, he's had a massive influence on the breeding since we said through
Razor
Ashmore.
Yeah.
You know, he I suppose as regards breeding, he would probably have had the biggest influence. He'd be bigger as an Irish Cup winner.
Just looking forward now to the Irish Cup meeting this year. Apart from your own dog, who would your biggest fear be for the Irish Cup?
Well, looking at it last year and just analysing it, pups didn't seem to run well in Patrickswell after going up Clonmel 6 times. You know, so from that point of view, you would be wondering, would it be more suited to an all-age dog? But having said that, there was no final to the derby this year, so the dogs would, you know, they had one round less. Just have to. I would have fancied Howder-Doodle, but he's out. There's a couple of good all-age dogs there. I'd be kind of more to go for an all-age dog rather than a pup, just because of the history of it and the way the pups haven't ran as well in Patrickswell by comparison. But after that, you'll better ask Berkey Brown who's going to win it.
Berkey. But if you were to put money on a dog?
There's a dog I liked in the Champion Stakes. He didn't win it. That's half the odds now. I thought he ran very well in the
winner in Glyn.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I wouldn't be a gambler anyway.
All I can say is best of luck anyway, John, with Thorhill Dinsel, and you wouldn't know, we could be coming back to you again as winner of the Irish Cup. And best of luck to you, John.
Thanks, Neil.
Now we're here in Ballylongford in the home of Liam Purtle, a local councillor with Fine Gael. And Liam, I suppose, first of all, you made a similar video to what we were making, must be nearly 30 years ago, before the Derby in Oaks. I remember seeing it as a young fella myself. And we know it's very difficult to follow in your footsteps, but have you any advice for what we're doing today?
I'm not sure, but I'd say you'll be well able to do it on yourself and Kieran. I suppose when I done it, like it was a few years back, and I remember the first one I think I done was Swanky Star, and then I done others, local dogs, including your own family. I think you had 3 runners when I called there doing a video. And Glyn was another place where there was a huge amount of coursing interest, and called all the owners in those areas and interviewed them and got their views on the upcoming, possibly the Derby and the Oaks that time, and also the Irish Cup.
Very good.
The Irish Cup is, of course, is a very prestigious event, and it's wonderful to win it, especially now with the purse it carries, like, is absolutely fabulous.
That's true.
But,
and I suppose your family would be associated. Your brother Vincent had Ballinville Hobo win it, I think, back in probably 1994, was it? And to be honest, I remember you celebrating like you were after winning it yourself that time. And how did that feel when Vincent won it, if you can remember?
I tell you, it feels fantastic. I mean, winning anything in coursing, you get a great feeling of satisfaction. Because, I mean, Duffur even, you know, in the past, there's something about it, you know, about coursing. And we all love it, really.
Very good. And of course, your own dog at all times ran very well last season. He won in Kilflynn, he won in Mooncoin, he competed in Champion Stakes, and then he went down to Patrickswell and competed in the Irish Cup and went to the final of the Plate. After a long season, ran very, very well, and I think he came out this season and ran in Kilflynn. How is he these days? Have you decided to retire him, or what are you planning on doing with him?
Well, he's finished racing anyway. Owen. He wasn't right this year, really. You know, he always sort of ran to the right, and I think he certainly would have won the cup in Kilflynn earlier this year, only for the hair jinking to the right. But that's coursing. You have to take that.
But last season, how were you feeling before that final, Liam, before the final of the Plate? Were the nerves getting the better of you, or did you have to duck in under the stand for a whisky, or were you okay?
Would you believe, Owen, I wasn't actually at the meeting. Jimmy Dean was just after losing his seat in Tralee.
Oh, of course, the local election, or the general election was on.
He rang me early that morning, so I actually went from Patrickswell to Tralee. So I know he ran a great dog there, really, and was only just pipped in the final of the Plate.
I'm sure you've watched the video since, and of course you know all that, of course.
I have indeed, Owen, and right. Like it's great to be involved at any level, really, in coursing.
Of course,
and to win, of course, is the honour.
I suppose we can't talk about the Irish Cup without mentioning Charity Meadows, in Clownana, and the running in Tralee, and now in Patrickswell. And I suppose there's been some noble winners over the years. Can you remember any particular winner from, we say, Charity Meadows, Tralee, or Patrickswell that stand out in your mind?
I suppose there'd be quite a few of them standing out in my mind, really, Owen. First of all, Charity Meadows, I think, was the cream of coursing. It was special. It was a wonderful occasion, and we look forward to it from one year to the other. I suppose then, when that went by, came to Tralee and then on to Patrickswell. I think the best dog I ever saw winning an Irish Cup, and that was in Charity Meadows, was Tinderhobo. I think it was a wonderful year for the Hayes family that year. I think they won the Oaks and the Derby as well. So that was a great year. There were other great winners as well.
So they did the treble that season?
They had
Right.
a wonderful treble.
Can you remember much about that finals day in Tinderhobo? What was was there much distances? Was there much work involved that time?
I can. He was a powerful, strong runner up the field. And if I remember rightly, I think he was about a length and a half behind, but he got in by a couple of lengths. And like there were other great runners and great winners in the past. My own brother won with Ballinville Hobo.
That's right.
That was also running Charity Meadows. And my father won it going back, but I don't have the year on. But he won the Irish Cup with Brave Show, maybe in the 1930s. I would think.
Okay, very good. I didn't know that now, Liam.
Tommy O'Sullivan and Ballyduff. He won it with Off You Pop around the same time. So, and my father and Tommy O'Sullivan happened to be very close friends. And like I said, I've seen great ones really. Like as Ashmore View and Tree, like he's a very, very good dog as well, you know. And as I said, I haven't been in Patrickswell as often. I missed it once or twice, but there are also some outstanding winners that's come out of there.
I suppose the question we'd also tip on would be that we say Charity Meadows. It probably took a different type of dog to win in Charity Meadows than it does nowadays.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you went to Charity Meadows, that stretch was nearly 750 yards long, and I mean, if you were turning the other drain, say halfway down the field, you'd get what they call was a grueler. But dogs were tougher, I believe, that time, and they were better able to handle the tough situation. And a lot of those came back and got up to win, and even went on to win finals after being hard run in the earlier courses. So I think it was a lot tougher course. It was a greater spectacle. People enjoyed it. There was just something special about that particular stretch of land, and it was a treat to be there long before your time on our Kieran's. So it was an enjoyable place. It's a pity it is gone, but we have Patrickswell at the moment, and that's.
I think all credit you to County Limerick Coursing Club. They've made a great job of that field blow in Patrickswell, and the meeting is running very, very well. So it is over the last couple of seasons.
Oh, absolutely, Owen. It has been a great success, and it's great we have it there, and it attracts the best of greyhounds. You were dog there this year yourself, Tory Hill Denson. He won in Moonkind, so
he'll compete anyway. I don't know how good he is.
We should be the best with him, Owen.
Thanks very much, Liam. And then touching on that, I suppose there's a few more local dogs. We suspect, I suppose we haven't seen the draw yet, but I suppose top of the pile is going to be Octane Wonder, owned by Tom Nolan in Castle Island. I suppose Ty Sullivan in Ballyduff would have the dog Essential. Possibly Tell Me More Lies will be running. Maybe Donald O'Connell might have Battle of the Boyne. We've got Dan Brassel with his two dogs out of the Derby, Killacolla and Ashmore. Is there any local dog in particular that you would have an interest in?
I think if I was to pick a dog to win the Irish Cup this year, I would have no hesitation in picking Octane Wonder. I think he ran extremely well in Abbeyfield, and I think he's an outstanding hound, and he's due a change of look. And I was very, very impressed with him. So he'd be my choice for this year's Irish Cup.
Very good, thank you, Liam. I suppose, Liam, it'd be a moot point if we didn't discuss politics with you. With 2 years to go before the next set of local elections, and the hot topic of conversation already is, will Liam Purtle seek to retain his seat?
Well, I suppose it's almost 3 years ago now since the last election, and I made it quite clear both in the radio and in the paper that I wouldn't be contesting it, but I suppose powers of persuasion from Tarbert and Ballylongford and other areas, I went back in, and fortunately enough anyway, I was elected on that occasion. But as regards the upcoming election in 2019, I would never say never, even though I'm shoving on the years.
We don't look at Liam, though.
But I'm dressed for the occasion today, Owen. But I would be maybe slightly interested. Like I put a lot of work in the last 16 years, and hopefully I'd be rewarded for doing so.
Thank you, Liam. And you look, to be honest,
No,
you've been,
but some people will be very surprised when they see this in your tape, because a lot of people have the impression that I shouldn't really be gone by this stage. But no, there's still a good bit of me left on.
that's the job, Liam. Listen, Liam, I suppose that's a very political answer to a political question, but thank you very much for your time, Liam. It's been a joy to be discussing the Irish Cup with you.
A pleasure to you as well.
Thank you very much.
We're here in the clubhouse of Lickshna Coursing Club, where we're just looking along the walls and seeing a lot of history of dogs down through the years, running in Clonmel and Irish Cup and in their own O'Carroll Connor Cup here in Lickshna. And we're joined here by Tom Kennedy, long-time coursing supporter and dog owner. Tom, just looking back over the years, we'll say in Patrickswell, Tralee, Clownana, a lot of good dogs have won the Irish Cup. The old Clownana field was a right tough coursing stretch, a lot different to what it is now. What was the main difference between Clownana and, we'll say, Patrickswell?
I was talking to Michael Mann above at the national meeting just gone, and I asked Michael to put a rumour to bed for once and for all as to what Lynn Clownana was, and he told me it was 815 yards. I think there was a lot of speculation, it was 700, 720, but Michael would know. I think I would be the generation, having gone to Clownana for many years, Kieran, and I suppose fortunate enough to win there as well, in that you went to Clownana with a number of things. You went there with buckets of luck. You went there with a dog that was supremely fit and completely void of injury or any niggles. You went there with a dog that had stamina, and you went there with a fast dog. If you weren't ticking any of those boxes, you'd get found out very quick belonging to Clownana. I think, unfortunately, since the demise of Clownana and the move to Ballybeggin for a number of years and then down to Patrickswell, I think you're kind of gone with the modern dog of having a fast-paced dog. I think you still need loads of luck. You need to be injury-free. But I think the stamina doesn't come into it as much as it did down in Clownana. I think I will always miss Clownana myself, and I think any field has been an anti-climax since, and I mean that with the utmost of respect to Patrickswell and the lads inside the County Kerry Coursing Club. When they were called upon, they stepped up to it. There has been fantastic winners in both Patrickswell and in Tralee, but I think Clownana for me will always be the real home of the Irish Cup.
We spoke earlier with John Flynn and Tarbert, and we just discussed the difference in winning an Irish Cup in Clownana versus a derby in Powerstown. Was there much of a difference in the type of dog it took to win either?
I think historically there was. I mean, there haven't been too many occasions when a derby winner has come out and won the Irish Cup. There has been a few exceptions to that, but I think, Clownana fundamentally boiled down to a dog that hunted every single turn, a dog that had oceans of stamina, a very, very, very keen dog. I don't think maybe in the earlier rounds, it's par for the course. You were looking at a fast-paced dog, but I think as you got into the old Irish Cup in Clownana, you were certainly looking at a dog that coursed, that remained keen, and that had plenty stamina. I think the modern day dog has been replaced by more speed as opposed to the stamina side of it.
Who for you was the greatest Irish Cup winner in Clownana?
I'd be very biased, Kieran. It would have to be John's Legacy.
John's Legacy, yeah.
I think he went there with a lot of hope and expectation. Had a good pedigree going there. By no manner of means got it easy there. We'll all remember the final of the Irish Cup. It was an extremely close affair. But I think what it boiled down to at the end of the day was that John's Legacy had a heart, I suppose, maybe 2 or 3 times bigger than he should have. There was great guts in him. He was an exceptionally fast dog, but he had a great temperament. He was a real coursing dog of the old pedigree. I mean, there were dogs that had gone before him, dogs since, but I think, I'm being biased about it, and I'll hold my hand up. To me, I think he gave an exhibition of running the year that he won the Irish Cup there, and is a memory that I'll always hold on to.
He also went on to be a great stud dog as well, siring an Irish Cup winner and a Derby winner.
He did. I think he was very slow on the uptake initially, but I think once breeders began to kind of look at the way the dog was bred himself and the way he had performed, as you said, I mean, he topped off his stud career with an Irish Cup winner and a Derby winner, and I don't think there's much more that you can ask for out of a stud dog.
More recent in Particksville, who would be your favourite Irish Cup winner?
I think it's kind of hard for me to kind of pick out a dog that I would kind of say was my favourite there. I mean, Killimer Matey gave a good exhibition of coursing there, and I think he showed great guts, determination. To me, he showed a lot of speed in it as well. An exceptionally well bred dog. I think he's a testament to the fact that coursing dogs, maybe the breeding has gone a little bit too close on him. There was a bit of track breeding in Killimer Matey, and he certainly showed it. He had a slow start to the year when he came to, kind of, I suppose, throwing pups and stuff like that. But as the year wore on, a lot of the pups often they won a few trial stakes, and they kind of showed to me a lot of their similar temperament as to, I suppose, where the breeding is coming into it, and we're kind of going back to kind of mixing the blood up a bit and kind of thinning it out and bringing it back. But he certainly would have been a dog that I kept an eye on. Probably didn't win as much as he should have, but he would be the dog that I remember, I suppose, more concretely from Particksville.
The Irish Cup is known for bringing the curtain down in the coursing season, but what for you makes it the unique weekend in the coursing calendar?
I think it gives rise to a lot of happiness and a lot of sadness at the same time. I mean, as you rightly said, it's bringing the curtain down on the season, and we have 7 months in the wilderness scratching our heads and wondering, will this Connor and Kilflynn ever come around? I suppose it also gives rise to a lot of hope in that, okay, we can pack the season away for better or for worse and look forward to next season and maybe have something exceptional. I know myself, within the next month or so now, there'll be 20 Oaks winners appearing and 20 Derby winners. I have one of them myself.
I have one myself as well.
But I think at the end of the year, it's a good time of the year because you have a bit of extra daylight in the morning, a bit of extra light in the evenings. The days are getting a bit longer, and I think it's kind of like the pinnacle of coursing. It's for a coursing supporter, it's the Gold Cup, it's the Cheltenham Festival. You're bringing dogs who have performed well as pups in their trial stake season. You're bringing dogs back that maybe were unfortunate not to qualify for the Champion Stakes because of reverting back to the 8 dogs again this year. And there's an exceptional amount of uncertainty in it. And I think especially this week, as in we still don't know who's going to be running, who isn't going to be running, what's going to appear, what's not going to appear. And I just think it's a great way to finish off the season, but in one sense it's almost kicking off the season in another way.
Yeah. Just looking ahead to the Irish Cup now, who would be your fancy? Or
God, Kieran, that's all up in the
I
air.
know,
I suppose in one sense, depending on the draw, what would you be looking at? I think Brendan Matthews, as per usual, could possibly have a strong team coming down there. Clonmel by Matthews Kennel was a disappointing affair for them in one respect, but the last year that they left Clonmel empty-handed, they came down and they pillaged the Irish Cup and a couple of more things with it, so I wouldn't be ruling anything that Brendan Matthews would be coming down with. How do if he comes there, I'd be slow in ruling him out. I know he's done a bit of running this year, but there's speculation as to whether he isn't coming. There's talks about Rikers, the dog that divided the Derby, coming. I wouldn't be looking beyond him. But there's a couple of more dogs in the shout there. I think, Dan Brassel had a disappointing Clonmel. He had the Boyles dog that won the trial stake in Newcastle West that they bought. Probably underperformed in Clonmel. I'd be expecting a lot more from him. At a local level, I think the McMahons in Ballybunion have a dog, Domain King. Ran exceptionally well in Listowel. And the running surface in Listowel would be slightly a similar surface to Patrick's Well. I think a flatter field might suit him. I certainly wouldn't like to be meeting him early on. Tyke Sullivan has probably go there with Essential. One at the start of the year, has run up a couple in Limerick City since, beating a semi-final. I wouldn't like to be meeting Tyke early on. He'll be bang on for him for Clonmel. It's kind of hard to know. I mean, the Champion Stakes this year, reverting back to the 8, I think caught a lot of dogs in the hop. I think there was a lot of dogs that performed quite well last year in Clonmel that didn't make the grade this year. They are still hanging out there. I loved Octane Wonder in Abbeyfield. I thought he ran exceptionally well there. Rumour has it that he's in exceptional form. I think the break between Abbeyfield and now will most definitely suit him down to the ground. And I'd be expecting a big run from him, but I suppose void of the draw and knowing exactly what's going to be there, it's kind of hard to pinpoint, but I'd be expecting a big run from Octane Wonder. I think he's an exceptionally good dog.
The Champion Stakes, going back to 8 dog again, could suit the Irish Cup.
Yeah.
Freshness is key. Octane Wonder, fresh dog, I suppose, like you said. We're mentioning a pile of pups there. Is there any other all-age dogs you think that...
I think the Skellig Shane showed inside in Tralee, again, a similar run on surface to Patrick's Well. He was untouchable in my eyes inside in the Kingdom Cup. I was just disappointed with him in how he ran in Clonmel, but it might be to his favour. I mean, the Driscolls won't be going there with him unless the dog is 100%. I think the advantage of Clonmel with it, it probably blew him out. He probably needed it. I think I'd be expecting a big run from him. There was another dog with one of Matthews, Neither Moan, was doing good clock early on, and I think if he comes on form, I think he'll be in there with a shout. But I think Skellig Shane, how do if he comes, Octane Wonder would be probably of the all-age brigade that I'd be looking for. But I have a sneaking suspicion, Kieran, I don't know where it's coming from. I think, just in the back of my mind with the last couple of weeks, I think Patrick's Well will throw up a couple of surprises this year. I just have that suspicion. I think there is something going to come from nowhere, again, as you say, because of the new format to the Champions Stakes. There are a lot of dogs out there that have accumulated points. One dog that I was looking forward to going there was Telling Me More Lies, but again, there's a rumour that he's having a bit of an injury. I think the field would have suited him down to the ground. He showed in Rathkeil that he loves, that flat-ish, fast surface. And I think Patrick's Well would have suited him down to the ground. I hope the rumours are wrong. I'd love to have seen him go there.
Very good. Thanks very much, Tom.
Thanks, Kieran.
And we'll see you on Patrick's Well.
We're here in the Ocean Bar in Ballybunion with proprietor Inchin Purtle, whose family, of course, owned Ballinville Hobo, who won the Irish Cup. And of course, Inchin has a lovely collage of the memories of Charity Meadows and Clownana, which we were discussing earlier, and which we'll discuss a little bit more with Inchin in a few minutes. And of course, the JP McManus Irish Cup from 1994. So, Inchin, as we already mentioned, I suppose your family won the Irish Cup in 1994 with Ballinville Hobo. I believe you were 10 years of age at the time. How did it feel?
I suppose I'm 23 years ago now, we're going back. I'd be lying if I told you I remember the whole lot of it, but it was a great feeling, alright. It would have been probably more to my father now. I was a bit young alright at the time, but he was a big outsider. He was, I'd say, he was 50 to 1 when he won it. He was homebred, he was a kind of a track dog, so he was a surprising winner, but as I say, I wouldn't remember the whole lot, but we're 23 years trying to replace him, and it isn't easy, then definitely not.
I suppose you just hit on it there. You said he was a track breed, and I suppose that made it extra special to win in a field called Charity Meadows, which was, I suppose, regarded as a very, very tough field to win in.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone knew the Irish Cup in Clonana was a bit of a lottery, and I'd say that was the kind of that was the attraction to it as well, at big time, Yeah, he was track bred. Actually, his brother was Northern Track Dog of the Year, and he held the track record in Ballyskee, so it was kind of unusual. I'd say I don't think there was ever an Irish Cup winner with a brother who held the track record. He was a small dog. He was only 70 pounds. He was tiny by coursing standards nowadays, but I suppose he was genuine. He ran on, and he liked the field, and things worked out for him.
Very good. And I suppose, do you think the dogs of today are more suited to where it's run at the moment in Patrick's Well, and do you think they would run just as well in Charity Meadows, or how do you think the breeding is?
Really, I suppose it's a tough one. Really, I suppose dogs at the time anyway I suppose they were able to kind of last a bit longer. They took more work than the dogs nowadays. Don't seem to be able to a couple of turns now. They seem to be they don't seem to stand up to it as much as dogs did then. Being track, he was probably a bit more genuine, a bit more fiery as well. So he'd probably sit on a bit better too. I don't know. It's just maybe he was a light dog too, and he was able to take the work. I don't know really. It is a kind of hard one.
Very good. And I suppose this season you have your own dog. He was in the quarter final of the Derby, and I believe he's going running in this Irish Cup.
He is. Yeah, he came out of Clonmel very well. We were delighted with him at Clonmel. Now he ran very well. He made it the last day. He was just caught at the top of the field by the Lickstad dog, Wise Guy. But we were very pleased with the dog, and he's very well since. So Kevin Barry told my father to go ahead with him and run him while he's right. So
very good. And I believe Kevin Barry is training him. Have you any idea of what the training regime has been since Clonmel?
I think it was very light really for the first week or two. He was just going to see how the way he'd come out of it. I think he weighed him after the Derby, and he said he didn't lose an ounce. So we're very pleased with him. If he says he's ready to go, sure we'll take our chance and hope he runs as well again. We got a great kick out of the 3 days in Clonmel with him,
Good, please God he goes well for you. I suppose if we could go back down through the years, is there any particular dog, I suppose apart from your own dog, that would stand out in your mind as a great Irish Cup winner?
I suppose more recently in the race course, I suppose Sandy C would definitely been a very good dog. He'd ran up the Derby the year before, and he went on and won the Irish Cup then. He was a very impressive dog, owned by the late Patsy Byrne. In Tralee then maybe, I suppose Courthouse, Tuned Up, they were both very good Irish Cup winners. It's hard to think, really.
If can you remember, we go back to Charity Meadows and Clownana again, apart from your own dog, is there any dog that would stand out in your mind?
I suppose
you were only a very young fella then, of course.
That's right. The last dog who won it, was it Me Jim, was it, won the last year of it? Am I right in saying that?
That's why I decided the camera engine and not answering the questions at all.
But I think he was, obviously Charity Meadows was a very long field, so I think he just got up at the top of the field in every course, so he was a kind of real Clonana style dog, so he would kind of stick out in my mind a bit.
Very good.
Probably wouldn't have won that many cups in shorter fields, but Clonana really suited him down to the ground, And
I suppose we're really looking at kind of the North Kerry area, and there's a few dogs that will be running in the Irish Cup this season. I suppose top of the pile seems to be Octane Wonder. Tom Nolan here ran very well in Abbeyfield. We've got a few more. I would say you have obviously your own dog, Essential in Ballyduff, and we have Dan Brassel with a couple there, Ashmore, Rocket, and Killacollige. Is there any dog that you like, we'll say, out of the local region? Bar your own fellow.
I suppose Octane Wonder, as you say, was very impressive in Abbeyfield. He ran fantastic. I believe he had a couple of setbacks since, but if he's all right, he'd definitely be one of the main ones to avoid. As well as that, I suppose Portane Ash was very impressive, I believe, in Cork there when he won his cup at the end of the year. He'd be another big one to avoid. There'll be plenty of them to avoid, but they'd be probably top two. Kyle Mozart ran very well in Clonmel. I believe is Rikers Island going. No one would want to meet him either. The Derby winner. I know, sure, look, they're all going to be good dogs in the Irish Cup. It's just
indeed, they're there on merit.
Exactly. Your own fella. Stay away from him too, I hope.
I don't know about that now, Inchin, thanks a million for your time. It's been a pleasure discussing the Irish Cup with you, and all the best.
Not at all, thanks very much.
We're here in the home of Tyg O'Sullivan, Bushmount Ballyduff, and Tyg has Essential for the Irish Cup, winner of the Cup in Ballyhigh, runner-up in Limerick City. Tyg, how's preparations going?
They're going fine, but I gave them to Chris Owen for the last couple of weeks because I'm in Cork every week. I haven't time to train.
And is Chris happy with him?
He says he is anyway.
Yeah.
I see him a couple of times, but I won't go near him anymore now in case it upset him.
Yeah. And how is Chris preparing him different for, let's say, the Irish Cup than he normally would for a normal park meeting, or is he doing anything different with him, or is he?
Well, the dad was fit when he got him, so we're galloping away, should keep him fresh,
Tyg, your family is deeply involved with the Irish Cup, say over the years. You're a nominator yourself, your father was a nominator, and you said your grandfather was a nominator, but you won the Irish Cup in 1930 with Off You Pop, your father.
Yeah.
We'll say coursing obviously was a lot different back then, but how has coursing evolved from back in 1930? How has it changed? And
Well, let's put it this way, the Irish Cup and the Irish Cup as far as I'm concerned now.
yeah,
The Irish Cup before was a trust between open coursing and park meeting. With a half mile of a field, different dows. There was no speedster winning it that stage, or they wouldn't stay going. It was a tough dow that was well trained won it. Now all the speedsters can win it.
yeah. Is that because they've changed just as coursing has changed, or is it with moving to Patrickswell?
Moving out of the field, like
Yeah.
coursing in an 800 yard field and in a 400 yard field is different.
Yeah.
Like they were breaking the head in front of the stand, and they had another 400 yards to course the hair in
Clonana.
Clonana.
Yeah. Clonana threw up a good few, we'll say, legendary dogs over the years, Irish Cup winners. Who we'll say would have been your favourite Irish Cup winner out of Clonana?
Sure, have to go for the local ones. Spring Twilight.
Yeah. Tralee, they were there for numerous years, through good winners as well. Most recently in Patrickswell, who would have been your favourite dog? We'll say a dog you liked, the way he coursed, the way he ran in Patrickswell. Who would have been your favourite winner?
Bixel.
Bixel Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the day he won it, he was 3 minutes behind coming to the stand. And you would see him straighten himself for the challenge. He changed strides and passed him. He was a dog when you get near his head that would drive in.
Genuine dog.
Well, that's the way he ran. You would see him coming to the stand, he was beaten coming to the stand, and you would see him steadying himself to get going again, like to change gear, and that was it. He went up.
The Irish Cup being a nominator event, 64 nominators, and we'll say, like we said, that you're a nominator, your father's a nominator, and your grandfather was a nominator. But what makes the Irish Cup so unique? You know, the way it brings the curtain down and the coursing season, and
Well, it wouldn't have the appeal of the Derby.
yeah,
In a strike, I'd rather win the Derby.
yeah. But what makes it unique in itself, though, the Irish Cup? Like what?
Well, you were the pick of the dows, like before, when nominals could pick anything, it was hard to get in, you could have a good dog that wouldn't get in. But now, they're picking the 64 supposedly best dogs.
And another question I want to ask, we'll say Limerick Coursing Club have a lot of good work done below in Patrickswell. Have they found their home below in Patrickswell? Will they be there for good, or do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's to the fine field, of lovely facilities.
The fine
and everything.
field is flat. There were there years like there'd be a horse meeting maybe 3 weeks before if we weren't ideal preparation. If they got a fair crack at the people from the horse racing crowd, they'd have a good meeting.
Just looking ahead now at the upcoming meeting, besides your own dog, who would be your fancy?
I don't even know what's going yet.
Well, there's a lot of talks and rumours, but obviously there's going to be the Kyle Mozarts, the Octane Wonder, there'll be a couple of Derby dogs like
Possibly Octane Wonder to be danger to anything.
Yeah, good fresh dog.
That's what I'd be thinking, yeah. You have Port Dane Allen, fresh dog.
Yeah, fresh dog. We'll say with the Champions Stakes referring back to 8 dog, I suppose it kind of frees up a lot of dogs for the Irish Cup as well.
It does, but I prefer the Champions Stakes with 16 dogs still.
Would you? Yeah.
Well, you're getting a chance to show your dog in Clonmel, where you want to go.
But does it not make cups more competitive maybe throughout the year? Having it as 8 dogs, fellas have to bring out their dogs again.
I know, you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Look at Bachelor the Boyne, he's out today in
Tipperary, yeah.
in Tipperary, and he'll face the Irish Cup.
Yeah.
Win, lose or draw, he'll face the Irish Cup.
So you're saying Octane Wonder, so Tig, you think he'd be the dog to
I'd say himself from Port Dane Allen to be hard to beat him.
Yeah, very good. And Tig, we wish you all the best for the Irish Cup. And
thanks.
Thank you. We're here in the Village Inn Bar in Ballyduff, steeped in Irish Cup history. Here's the cover of JP McManus Irish Cup 1989, John's Legacy. next to the Gleason Select All-Age Bishstake 1987 Jones Mystery, and alongside that then is the Irish Plate, won in 1997 with Cloric Dabbler. We're joined here by Brendan Purcell, owner of the Village Inn Ballyduff, and more famously the Jones Prefix. And on the wall here we can see a plaque dedicated to Jones' legacy, who was actually buried inside in the bar. Irish Cup winner 1989. Brendan, I suppose it is your greatest honour as an owner and as a trainer to date, and you were just saying there off the camera earlier on that you're missing one out of the Irish Cup clean sweep, we'll say, the purse, is it?
Yeah, the purse, yeah.
Take us through Jones' legacy in 1989, but down in the old Clonana field. It took a good dog to win down there, like it took a hardy dog, like it was.
Yes, in the old Clonana field you need both speed and durability. Stamina was the main thing there. But of course you needed a nice piece of early foot as well. But you needed everything really, the complete dog to win in that ground. It was a very difficult ground. It was a complete and total test of a coursing dog. It was around from the Slipper's Hut to the Escape. You'll be running most of about 750 yards that time, maybe more. Yeah. And then you could try and turns. With that, your dog could be running 1,000 yards. Yeah. And it took a good dog to go up there 6 times. It did indeed. It was a very bad year the same year. There was very heavy rain, and it was a waterlogged, and the going was very, very tough there. And the last day it was a toss-up as whether it would go ahead or not. But luckily enough, there was a clear path up the centre, and you'd be in tough bother if they had straight off of that path. But luckily for me, he didn't.
Going there, obviously we've talked to a few and they said you need luck going down to any meeting, but going to Clonana you needed buckets of it. And going down to the Irish Cup that year, did you fancy your chances? Were you
I did. He was 18-1 before the off, and I fancied him because he was a real likely ran that year. He won the Harty Cup early that year, and I then took him up to the Cork Cup about a month afterwards, and he broke his toe. And the local vet, Danny O'Connell, took off the toe, and that kept him idle for the whole year until the Irish Cup. So he was very fresh going into the Irish Cup. But in that old field, you needed a very fresh dog to win. It's a different situation now. It's a different field, and it's a different ball game.
Everything going right, how could you prepare a dog right for the old Clonana field?
Well, the old Clonana field, you need a lot of road work anyway. Number one, we give him a pile of road work, and we galloped him in the type of ground that he was running on. Below on in Brattua Marshes, it was very, very close to the type of terrain that he was running in the old Irish Cup field.
Jones' legacy obviously left a legacy after him. He went on to sire many winners, most notably 7 of Us Derby winner in 1995. His comrade won the TA Morris the same year. He sired I'm Only Saying, Irish Cup winner in 1997, and a lot of winners in Clonmel now and Tri-Stake winners. If you look back, there's all Jones' legacy breathing in him now. You were saying also in 1995 he topped the Tri-Stake winners for that year.
Yes, he topped the Tri-Stake winners for that year in the Derby in Oaks. There was, I think, around 29 in all. And of course, they had a very strong hand there, the Jones Legacies, at that year, and done very well there. Later on then, Paddy Flaherty won the Irish Cup in the Old Clonana field again, and his dog was, I'm Only Saying, a very fast, durable dog as well.
And we'll say coursing has evolved kind of more from the old Clonana field. They went to Tree then and onto Partick's Well. Partick's Well is a lot different to Clonana, but in what way for you would you?
Well, Tralee, in all fairness, when they ran the Irish Cup, they did a great job of it, and But of course, the new Patrick's Well field is a different type of coursing field. You need a different type of a dog to win the Irish Cup at present. He needs to be fast away, a typical park meeting dog, really.
Would a Patrick's Well dog be a lot different to a dog that might run in Clonmel, win in Clonmel?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. A Clonmel dog would be quite suitable for the present Irish Cup field. It wouldn't be a staying test like the old field. Everyone knows that, and you need early pace down in Patrick's Well. It wouldn't be, to me, a stayers field.
Yeah, different. Yeah. Looking forward to the Irish Cup this year. What would be your fancy, or if you were to have a flutter?
I'd fancy a dog, Octane Wonder, because simply for the fact that he looks, he doesn't look to have much coursing done this year, and he should be fairly fresh. And if he's fit and well, I would fancy him. Yes.
Yeah. And is there any pup that might have caught your eye that ran in Clonmel this year?
Well, of course, Rakers Island will be the pick of the pups.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And obviously, being a local here, I have heard you sing the song a couple of times, Brendan. Purcell's Coursing Dog. Would you give us an old bar of it?
Purcell's Coursing Dog is right. I'll try my best. In the 18th day of February, the year being 89, a gallant band of coursing men set out for Shannon's side. To be praised in song and story, their hound was fleet and strong, to conquer Ireland's greatest dogs and to win the blue ribbon. Our dog he was, John's legacy, a true and noble hound. His colour was like brindle and he weighed plus 80 pounds. His speed and heart stood him apart from all his coursing strain, when he conquered Ireland's greatest dogs on the Lord Adair's domain. We had Smoky Blue Boy and Sir Mark, the Houghton Windsor boss. I'll be noted and got road, the Quarrymounts and Gercoff, the Crafties and Rectory Steeple, all dogs of high renown. All try their best, but bit the dust, the Purcell's coursing hound. We had Stephen too, from Sweet Ratu, the man with the golden hands. With that magic touch, he got him up and he drove all Ireland mad. In the hour of truth, we had young Stewart, Jim Murphy and young Lynch. They cheered their dog through rain and fog and never gave an inch. Fair play to you, Dave Cahill from Chicago's foreign shore. Your Maryville pup, he put it up to our hero of the hour. In that great Titanic final, as the cheers began to ring, he lost no marks in that final dash with Kerry's coursing king. 'Twas early in that famous night when we reached Ballyduff. The people and the bonfires bright were to greet us sure enough. We marched the Bringle through the streets, their champion for to see, and the cheers and chorus could be heard far away in sweet Tralee. May the sod rest lightly on the souls of our long-past coursing men, of Tommy O and of Hugh Pop, in the 30s they did win. If Tracy Hayes, MacDonald and Powell could turn back time's log, I'm sure they'd sing the praises of Purcell's Coursing Dog.
I'm here in Galbleaf at the annual Tipperary District Coursing Club meeting, where I'll be asking people their opinions and their fancies for this year's Irish Cup, and also asking their own personal opinion of their favourite or the best Irish Cup winner that they've seen throughout the years. Some people will also comment on different training regimes and different ideas, what they think is important for any dog to lift the Irish Cup. So here we have Mr. Ryan Cashel, the owner of King Cormac Ferry, and trained by Pat McCormack, Ferry McCormack in Rose Green.
Yeah.
So what's been the training regime?
Well, it's a very easy month because of all the cups he's run. Up to 7 houses, so we give him a full month off, and he got his first gallop this morning. So.
Lovely. And if you don't think you'll win the Irish Cup, what dog do you think will win it?
Kyle Mozart, if Rikers Island doesn't run. Rikers Island if he runs.
Perfect. And what's the best Irish Cup winner you've ever seen?
New Win Wonder.
New Win Wonder.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Why were you impressed with him?
It's every round, speed and stamina, everything.
Very good.
Yeah.
And here we have Fintan Kennedy from Maru. So just a few questions, Fintan. What do you think will win the Irish Cup and why?
Octane Wonder, because he's a fresh dog and he's very little running this year.
Perfect.
So I think Stone Park Mick is the best of the pups around that he could rattle if he comes back fresh from camp.
Perfect. And what's the best or Irish Cup winner you've ever seen?
Any Pat Fitzgerald that he won the Irish Cup with Sandy C, Castlemartyr, Castlepines. With 3 very good winners in the Irish Cup, and Pat Fitzgerald went into the Hall of Fame.
Very good.
He's an elderly man and he's going to the end of his days in coursing.
Very good. And do you think what trainers should do, or what do you think is important for a dog to win?
What trainers should do is keep the dogs fresh, get them there fit and healthy. This is tough fields, hard to win there, hard to stand the dog to get there now.
Here we have Yvonne Harrington for Borsley, one of the most famous photographers for the Irish Coursing Club. So Yvonne, who do you think will win the Irish Cup and why?
I'd have to be boring and go with Octane Wonder. I think he's been trained for it. I think he's the right style of dog for the track. And if he gets the luck that you need on that track, I think he's the dog to go for. He's got the speed.
Perfect. And what's the best Irish Cup winner you've ever seen?
A big favourite of mine is Sandy C. Good, tough dog.
Yeah.
Lovely dog. Good dog.
And what do you think it takes? What's the most important thing, do you think, to win the Irish Cup? What do you think a dog
there's
needs?
2 things, isn't there?
Yeah.
You've got to have that early pace, you've got to have that speed, and then you've got to have luck. You know, you've got to have luck with those hairs, and that applies to most fields, doesn't it? But particularly Patrick's well.
Yeah.
Particularly at Patrick's well.
So here we have Adrian O'Neill from Tipperary Town. Adrian, who do you think will win the Irish Cup?
I would think Skillick Shane.
Why?
Why? Because I think the field will suit him, and he's a very fast dog.
Excellent. Who do you think is the best all-age Irish Cup winner you've ever seen? The best dog?
I would think Quarrymount Ricky.
Very good. And any tips do you think for trainers? What do you think is important for dogs to win in the Irish Cup in Patricksville?
Just to stay with the routine and plenty hard work before it.
Perfect. Now we have Anthony Hussey here from Youghal, the Seaside Prefix. Just a few questions, Anthony. Who do you think will win the Irish Cup?
Well, it may be Jolly Holden might run his derby divider. He could be dangerous. Dog
the right percent. Very good. Who's the best Irish Cup winner you've ever seen?
Probably Mixed Magic.
Why? Why do you think?
He was a good tough dog. He was well able to take it.
Very good. And if you have any tips for trainers, or what do you think that what dog do you need to win the Irish Cup? What's important for a dog?
A dog that hasn't had a hard season, he should have a better chance than those lads that are running with a good while.
We're with Fergus Flynn from Powerstown in Clonmel. So who do you think will win the Irish Cup?
I would think it's between Kyle Mozart and Octane Wonder.
Why?
Well, I've seen the two of them run during the year, and Kyle Mozart ran Clonmel really well.
Yeah.
I know it's a different course altogether, but I'd say he's peaking at the right time. He's just unlucky to meet how to do in the final. A great dog.
And Octane Wonder, what do you think?
Octane Wonder, well, he beat Kyle Mozart once or twice already.
Yeah, in Abbeyfield,
Yeah, in Abbeyfield, and
refreshers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fresh dog.
The best Irish Cup winner I ever saw was Quarrymount Smart.
Very good.
Yeah.
And what do you think it takes for a dog to win in Patricksville?
Well, you need a fresh dog, and it can be a pup as well. You know? It's nearly a more even playing field than Parson is. I think pups have a great chance there. A fresh dog and a sort of an early pace dog really for the Irish Cup.
We have Daniel Maher from Doon, probably one of the most famous coursing people around. So Daniel, who do you think will win the Irish Cup this year?
Kyle Mozak.
Why do you think that?
It's a very fast dog.
Very good. And who's the best all-age winner of the Irish Cup have you seen? Or best dog?
Newman Wonder.
Why? Why do you think he's the best?
He was just a good dog when he was running.
Very good. And have you any tips for trainers or anything? What do you think they should do to get their dog ready?
Train him, just train.
Train hard.
Don't break the routine, sure.
Very good. Come on, Dan. So we're here at the home of Sherry Ann and Jimmy O'Donnell, the part owners of the syndicate that owned New In Wonder when he won the Irish Cup in 2014. And I'll just let Sherry Ann just introduce the owners of the syndicate, or the part owners.
Okay, first of all, we have my brother Fergus Bell, then we have Anthony O'Connor, his brother Paddy, Pamela Holt from New Inn, Matty Cummins from New Inn, Joe Blair. Joe came down from the north and is living here in New Inn. We have Jim Lovett, who is originally from Knockgraffin and living in Cavan, and we have Tom Keefe, who is living in Killybegs but originally from New Inn.
I suppose Joe Blair, he's involved with Timber House, was he?
Timber House,
Lucky, and was Pamela involved with the Ballydirt Buzz?
Pamela and
very lucky with
Buzz,
dogs.
yeah.
Perfect. And I suppose just to talk about the dog, he won his trial stake. The trial stake in Listowel in '64. Could you tell me what the cup he won before the Irish Cup, or where he won his all age?
Before the Irish Cup, he won his all age in Mooncoin.
And was the plan always the Irish Cup? Do you think?
Yeah, I suppose we were happy enough to go to the Irish Cup with him.
And could you just tell me about the excitement you felt before the final, or how did you feel?
Oh God, it was fantastic. He won all his courses very well during the Irish Cup, so we were quietly confident.
Yeah.
But myself, I would be a bucket of nerves, and I was quite nervous. Yeah.
I just remember a video online. I think it was one of the owners jumping and roaring. Was that Facebook?
That was Matty Cummins.
Cummins.
Yeah, that was Matty.
There.
Actually, I didn't mention Matty.
So Matty was jumping and roaring, and I remember the excitement. I'd say must have how he felt. But the dam of New In Wonder, I suppose she's a special part of here as well.
Absolutely, New In All In, yeah.
She bred tremendous dogs. You can see there, Coolavany Bingo, Tubbern Amalta won the Champion Bitch Stake, Coolavany won the Derby, New In Wonder the Irish Cup, and Thomas the Tank the Derby.
It was a fantastic achievement.
Yeah, New In All In. Jimmy might tell us just about her, what she did when she was running around.
She won her trial stake in Lixnaw down in Kerry, first time out. She won it independently. She got coursing dog at the meeting, and she went into the Oaks 3-1 favourite. Shortest price to Oaks favourite in years and decades by all accounts. And she actually had a virus going into the first round of the Oaks, and it was probably a good job that she didn't win the first round, or we would have killed her. Because she gave 2 nights in the vet after the first round of the Oaks.
Yeah. And did she run as an all age after that?
She did, yeah. She ran. She won the cup in Lixnaw again. She went back, or in Listowel. She won the cup in Listowel. Owen McKenna was actually training her at the time, and he had a triple. He won the trial stakes, 2 trial stakes in the cup in Listowel. Louise Morrissey, Johnny Fitzgerald was involved, and McKenna's Tom the TD, Tom Hayes, I think was involved, was one of the other dogs there as well.
Katunda Ashmore, was he? Did he win the...
No, Katunda Ashmore was a dog that actually, I think he won the Irish Cup, or he went to the final of the Irish Cup previously.
He won the Champions
Stakes, yeah.
So in Wonder, this is the kennel he was started off his training regime with. Yeah, I'll just go out into the yard here. This is kind of a place where they empty themselves if it's around. Yeah. Another part of the setup here is kind of the older side, probably where the breeding takes place. In all in and a video or a picture here of the facilities again, the runs. Just for New in Wonder, doing all in Clafton there for years.
Off down there, on those paddocks off down.
There's all the paddocks at the bottom as well there, you can see them. The trophy cabinet here in the house, and Ms. Sherry Ann might explain. So the first one is...
This one here was for Greyhound of the Year 2013-2014. Yeah. Mooncoin presented us with this one. We had a great night there. Yeah. And we were invited to Clonmel Greyhound Track.
They gave another trophy.
And also Waterford Greyhound Track. Okay. So yeah, we had a few good nights out of it. Yeah, it was great.
I suppose New in Rose is the Ballymena.
That's the trophy she won in Ballymena now for her all age this year.
And I suppose the plan to her now, will she go to Limerick, the bitch stake?
Yes, she'll go for the all age bitch stake, yeah. So looking forward to that, yeah.
He ran up the Derby, I think, Sandy C, didn't he?
Sandy C, he went to the semi-final or the final.
Razor Ashmore, I think, beat him.
And he didn't perform at Stud, unfortunately, for him, like for a good dog.
And I suppose when we talk about Razor Ashmore, we talk about New in Wonder, the father. What made you go to Razor Ashmore at the time when he wasn't that popular as such? But
when we talked about Razor Ashmore, when the matches, of course, he made win the Derby look easy enough with Razor Ashmore, and he also took off a huge gamble, and he had fantastic confidence in making up that gamble. He took a lot of thought and a lot of confidence in the dog himself, and in his own capabilities. And that was always in the back of my mind, that a man that could gamble that much, supposedly gamble that much money to win in the coursing Derby, had fierce confidence in the dog. So that was the one thing that always impressed me. And the dog was proven afterwards, to breed a couple of Derby winners.
He's a kind of Clonmel sire, isn't he?
He is, yeah. They like the hill in Clonmel.
Sherry Ann, we talk about this year's Irish Cup. Is there any dog that has impressed you or you think could go well?
Yeah, I saw Octane Wonder run this year, and I thought he ran fantastic. And also Portain Ash in Macroom. I suppose
Portain is your own. I suppose
we bred Portain Ash, yes.
Yeah. So and why do you think they'll go well? Or
they impressed me this year, and they're both very fresh.
Yeah.
So
is it the same run up to the Irish Cup as New in Wonder? They won one cup and they're kind of held for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
New in Wonder that year, Jimmy, the trainer. You might tell us about the trainers, I suppose.
Yeah, Owen McKenna and Damien Lundigan, McKenna family, only just lived down the road.
Yeah.
And they get great help from Johnny Fitzgerald, husband of Louise Morrissey, the country singer, and John Cooney, the farmer next door.
Yeah.
And if Owen McKenna could possibly have a lot more Derby winners and Irish Cup winners if he gave as much time to training as he does to protesting above in Dublin and things like that. So,
and I suppose the type of dog New in Wonder was, do you think it's a different type of dog to win in Clownana or Tralee than it is nowadays in Patrickswell? Or?
Yeah, well, I suppose you need a little bit more stamina in Clonmel, but with New in Wonder, we thought he had it all, but he was just a little bit over the top. He had a little bit of an injury, and he was kind of gone a little bit over the top when he went to Powerstown. And we just found that when he was fresher, he ran much better.
And I suppose Clownana, another different type of dog again, I suppose.
Clownana itself was more of a dog with severe stamina.
Yeah.
You know, any dog with early pace in Clownana in the years gone by, he might be seen for the first half of the field, and there'd be no sign of him in the second round.
Yeah. Your own club, Knockgraffin, they put on a fantastic night for you after you won the Irish Cup.
Oh, they did.
Might tell us a small bit about it, or?
Yeah, it was a fantastic night. Very, very big crowd turned up. It was in our local community hall. We had the likes of Matty McGrath, Tom Hayes, Michael Fitzgerald. They
all came to. Yeah.
and
So
some
local
county
county
councillors.
councils then,
yeah. They went all out that night, and we had a fantastic night.
So a big thank you there to Jimmy and Sherry-Ann O'Donnell for giving us a clear insight into their experiences of winning the Irish Cup as part of the New In All Over syndicate in 2014 with New In Wonder. The dog, of course, was trained by Owen McKenna, and it was also interesting to hear about Jimmy's personal experiences of the Irish Cup, both in Clownana, Tralee and Patrickswell. And thanks to Sherry-Ann for giving us her opinions on this year's event.